Soldat, my name is Nathan Cole, and I work night search and rescue out of the Ridge Hollow Ranger Station, deep inside Yellowstone National Park. If you've ever driven through the north side of the park at night, you've probably passed our station without noticing it. It sits just off the highway, tucked behind a gravel lot. Has maintenance garage on one side, nothing but dark trees on the other. During the day, the place is busy. Rangers moving in and out, tourists asking for maps, park trucks rattling through with coolers and radio gear. But at night, most of the lights go off, the front doors lock, and the only people still working are the rangers on night rotation. That's where I come in. The night shift covers everything that happens in the park after most visitors have gone to sleep. Car accidents on the highway, injured hikers who stayed on the trail too late, campers who wander away from their sites and can't find their way back in the dark. Most calls start the same way. Someone reports a missing person, or a vehicle sitting on the side of the road with the driver gone. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's not. If you've never been in Yellowstone after midnight, it's hard to explain how quiet the park gets. The main roads empty out. The campgrounds go dark one by one. Even the animals seem to disappear for a while. The only sounds left are the wind moving through the trees and the engine of the truck rolling along the empty road. The official training manuals cover most of what we deal with. Wildlife encounters, hypothermia, river crossings, how to organize a search grid when someone goes missing in rough terrain. I read all of those manuals my first week on the job. But there's another set of rules the manuals don't mention. I learned about those on my first night shift. The ranger who trained me was a man named Victor Hale. Victor had been running night operations at Ridge Hollow longer than anyone else on the roster. On my first night, he walked me through the truck, showed me the rescue gear, made sure I knew how to operate the radio. After that, he handed me a cup of coffee and sat down across from me in the break room. Before we start the shift, Victor said, "There are a few things you should know." I assumed he meant the usual training stuff. Instead, he gave me 6 rules. None of them were written down. None of them appeared in any manual. And every single one of them sounded completely ridiculous. One rule said, if you saw a bear with glowing eyes, you were supposed to stay perfectly still. Another rule involved carrying green Tic Tacs during missing child searches. There was one about staircases in the woods that made no sense at all. I remember laughing when he finished. Victor didn't laugh. "Listen," he said, "you don't have to believe any of this. I didn't either when I started." He took a slow sip of coffee and looked out the window toward the dark trees. These rules exist because someone broke them once. Some of those people didn't come back. He didn't tell those rules like a ghost story. He told them like procedures. Rule 1. If you see a bear with glowing eyes, stay perfectly still. It cannot see you if you don't move. The first time I saw the bear was about 6 months after I started. Late September. Cold air, sharp in the lungs. Victor and I had just finished checking a stalled vehicle and were heading back when the radio crackled. "Large animal knocking over food lockers at Bear Creek Campground." We arrived and stepped into the cold. We found the open locker. Trash everywhere. Then I heard it. Breathing. Slow. Heavy. I turned. A bear stood 30 yards away. At first normal, then the eyes. They glowed. Not reflection, not light. Something inside. "Don't move," Victor said. The bear walked closer, listening, not looking. It stopped, sniffed. The smell, wet fur and rot. It circled Victor. Then my boot slipped. Just a sound. The bear snapped toward me instantly. It charged. I froze. It stopped inches away, breathing hot against my face, the eyes staring past me, not at me. At the sound, I didn't move. Seconds felt endless. Then it turned and vanished into the trees. Victor exhaled. Now you understand. Rule 2. If you are searching for a missing child, bring green Tic Tacs. Spring. A missing boy. 7 years old. I searched near the creek. Then I saw it. A crow. Watching me. Not leaving. I remembered the rule. I placed the Tic Tacs on a rock. The crow flew down, ate one, then looked at me and flew into the forest. I followed, step by step, deeper into the trees, until I found him, the boy, alive. Barely. The crow was gone. Later, I asked Victor. He shrugged. All I know is, it likes the green ones. Rule 3. If you see cats in the trees, do not turn your back. Back away slowly. Late August, we heard movement above us. I looked up, eyes, then more. 5, maybe more, all watching. We backed away slowly. Then Adam looked behind him. One dropped instantly. I aimed the flashlight. The beam hit its face. It blinked, then jumped back into the trees. All of them gone. Rule 4. If you hear a dead relative over the radio, turn it off. Don't look outside. I was alone that night. Snow outside. Silence inside. Then the radio clicked. Nathan. My brother's voice. He had died years ago. I'm outside. Open the door. I froze. The porch was empty. The voice came again. Closer. I remembered the rule. I shut the radio off. Then, footsteps. Outside, circling the building, crunching in the snow. Something stopped at the window. I didn't look. I didn't move. Morning came. Outside. Footprints. Human. Too large. Rule 5. If you see a staircase in the woods, burn it. We found it during a search. A staircase. Alone. No house. No ruins. Just steps. Victor didn't hesitate. We burn it. We set it on fire. As it burned, something moved in the forest. Heavy. Watching. Then silence. Rule 6. If you take a picture and someone appears in it that you didn't see, burn the photo. I took photos during a search. Later, I saw him. A man, standing behind Victor. Not there before. Next photo. Closer. Victor grabbed the phone. We burned the image. After that, it was gone. From the phone, like it never existed. Most people think the danger in Yellowstone happens during the day. They're wrong. Night is different. When the park goes quiet, something else takes over. The rules aren't stories. They're warnings. Every rule exists because someone ignored it and didn't come back. Now, when new rangers arrive, they laugh too. At first. But eventually, something happens. And after that, they stop laughing. Because the wilderness doesn't belong to us after dark. We just patrol it